In the modern age, there are very few games that ever make it to a sequel, so when they do, it's always a cause for celebration. Until they get a third, and a fourth, and a fifth, and wait, this isn't gonna stop, is it? Or maybe a game is so successful they decide, wait, let's never make another one and update this one until the end of time. These are crappy video games that just won't die. Ubisoft is the godfather of this trend, and nearly every single one of their franchises has now become stale doo-doo. Far Cry was once a brutal, realistic shooter where your gun jammed, you got malaria, and you had to mine blood diamonds. I call it the Elon Musk simulator. Problem is that these games just aren't interesting anymore. The gameplay has stayed exactly the same. You shoot people and the grass lights on fire. With every game, it also feels like they keep trying to make a super evil, crazy villain that's totally not vast, but kind of similar. And by now, the Outpost system is the most stale, moldy cheddar cheese biscuit in this boring ass open world biscuit jar. Assassin's Creed ran into the same problem and said, wait, no, we're gonna take a year off to fix the franchise. 4 years later, and Assassin's Creed is still dog shit. Assassin's Creed has become this weird spore creature of everything in modern games. You've got your crafting, you've got your massive open world, you've got your bazillion side quests that no one cares about, and ooh, don't you forget it has a settlement system? You guys like town management, right? Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. Taxes, bills. Of course, this is completely the fans' fault, because even back then, Assassin's Creed was terrible and you all still bought it. People don't really talk about it, but The Sims have been crapping out DLC like it's nothing. The Sims 4 has over 40 DLC packs alone. They try to hide how many there really are by splitting them into expansion pack, game pack, kits, and stuff packs. But they're all the same thing. This shit ain't cheap either. The expansion packs are $50 each, the game packs are $30 each, the kits are $8, reasonable, and the stuff packs are $15 each. So if you bought all of the DLC for this game, it would total to $1,101. Holy fuck. Dark Souls 3 was made as a love letter to the Souls series, but also a warning. They made Dark Souls 3 to show why quitting before you become stale doo-doo is a good idea. Dark Souls 4 and Metal Gear Solid 3 are actually really similar in a way. They were both made to essentially kill the series. Except instead of ending things, I kept making Metal Gear Solid games. And look how that turned out. Speaking of which, I love FromSoft games, but they reuse a lot of assets, but what they make is still amazing. I just hope Elden Ring keeps up this trend because this might be blasphemy, but I sometimes worry that FromSoft might actually end up on this list for real someday. It's not today though, motherfuckers, because the problem is making games is hard and takes a really long time. Single player franchises are actually no longer a viable way to make money anymore. And if a game dev wants to make some of that real cash money, they gotta make a real game. A multiplayer one. And a multiplayer game that adds in bikini skins every other week, because that's what the kids like. And by that I mean me, because I like the forever updated online game trend was popularized by GTA 5. Oh boy, this game's 7 years old and still getting updates. But no single player DLC, because fuck you. They keep releasing new content every few months, but then justify it by slamming paywalls in front of all the fun. Yeah, this content is free, but if you really want to enjoy it, we're gonna need your credit card. The state of GTA Online is so far from what it originally was, it's completely unrecognizable now. It's gone from a game about petty thievery to international bank heists and orbital fucking lasers. No more car stealing, only flying missile laser bikes. The Fallout series was once a beacon of hope towards what the ultimate RPG could be. Now it's a sad reminder that game devs don't care about you, because who needs fans when you have a jet ski? You see, Fallout 2 is Vine, while Fallout 4 is TikTok. I like TikTok, but it also makes me want to kill myself. Bethesda's really good at making games where you walk around and honestly, not much else. You get a quest, you go somewhere, you kill shit, you come home, and then you get showered in money because you're so cool and special and only you can save the world. While kind of cool, this formula works way better from an MMO where players are willing to spend 9 hours doing the exact same fucking thing. But sadly, Fallout 76 is absolutely everything no Fallout fan wanted. While Fallout Online sounds fun in theory, the only reason it was made was to scam fans and buy Daddy Todd his 5th mansion through overpriced microtransactions. Yay! To me, it honestly feels like this wasn't even meant to be a Fallout game. It had this weird UI, it had raid bosses, it didn't even, on release, it didn't even have fucking NPCs. Also, it completely broke people's computers. The saddest thing is, the longer this game lives, the longer it takes for them to make Elder Scrolls 6 or Fallout 5, because why work on any of that when Elder Scrolls Online or Fallout 76 makes them more money than ever, and all they have to do is release another shade of brown mahogany floorboards. Fuck. During the 2010s, competitive gaming, or esports, started to get a foothold in the mainstream due to the ranked mode. In GTA or Fallout 76, once you've had your fun and you get some gear, it gets kind of boring. But in competitive ranked, there's always one more game or one more goddamn rank to achieve. League of Legends is the ultimate crappy video game that just won't die. No one who's still playing League of Legends is actually enjoying it. With every update, the player base becomes more and more miserable as every new champ introduced is just broken and overpowered as fuck, making even trying to play the game competitively a complete waste of time. All the while still releasing skins for their scantily clad anime waifus, I think is the term. This doesn't always work, and for some can backfire really quickly. Overwatch was once the most popular competitive multiplayer team-based role-based hero shooter on the market, but after continually releasing meta-breaking champs and refusing to change them, people got fed up and stopped playing. The yearly events like Junkenstein's Revenge were fun until you play it like one time. If you get too stagnant while your competition is releasing fortnightly updates, your competition will win. That's a play on words because that's what Fortnite did. When I look at the upcoming games, nothing really interests me, and the last thing to even pique my interest was Biomune. And look how that turned out. I think this is a big reason as to why these franchises still make so much money. It's easy to blame the consumer for not wanting to try new things, but game devs aren't willing to try new things either. Also, with money being tighter than ever, why risk buying a new game when League of Legends or Valorant is free and provides hours of misery, absolute fucking misery? I think the solution should be a trend away from bigger is better. As good of a game as Red Dead 2 is, games shouldn't have to compete with that. It doesn't have to be that big or that pretty. Valhalla and Cyberpunk both have 70 plus hours of story and side quests and the biggest maps of all time. But the game's so boring. While there's so many cool like indie games that can provide better stories and better atmosphere and all that gamer shit than any of these fucking AAA things ever could. But it's not all bad. I always have fun once a year logging back into GTA Online and trying out all the new modes and races. I just wish this didn't have to affect this, because then I would be a lot happier. Also, can we just sterilize Ubisoft?